Sometimes you feel like a nut.
Hello farmers, welcome back to Mercury Farms. I have cut out some posts here so that we don't have to drive all the way around. The post along this side and that side will be coming out. But for starters today, I'm going to reseed this field. I do know this field does need some lime, but we're going to wait until I merge the fields together before I do that. Make sure we are seeding. There we go. Do a couple of these headlands first so I can get turned around. So I have thought a little bit of how I want to approach this with the money we got left. But now, if you missed the first episode, what's wrong with you? But we are playing on hard economy, so the money is not going to come in as fast as it did on Ravenport. So we just have to be kind of careful to saying, well, we'll get tons of money. So I think we are going to get the chickens going today, just because we'll have some sort of income coming in rather than crops. So that means buying the land where we want to put them, buying the chicken coop, and of course buying some eggs. We already have the wheat from harvesting this field. And as we do know, after you feed the chickens, well, they're pretty good for a while. Now these posts kind of need to go. It's a little tight in here. It's not that bad, but it is just a little bit tight. And since we are expanding this field to merge with the other one after we harvest them both next time, the posts need to come down anyways. Let's do one more headland here, just because. And of course we got the growth on slow, so it should be about 2 days before this is ready, somewhere around there. But we do need to buy a couple more things for equipment. One definitely for weeds, because we will get weeds. As we all know, weeds love me. They always seem to come at night though. And at some point I need to go back and work around our house a little bit, make it all nice and pretty, but we have a house to sleep in, so that's a starter. But we've only been here for a few hours anyways, so we don't need to go back and sleep up, but at least we got a place to call home. Yeah, one headland I can turn around here. That's good. That's all good. So we're trying to get a stockpile of straw, hay, and silage going for the cows that we are eventually going to have. So I'm waiting for the grass field that we own to turn. I'll probably just make hay to start with the first time we mow it. But we are going to own a couple more grass fields here shortly as well, when we buy the land to put the chickens in. And then I got to figure out how I want to do the silage. There's many ways we can do silage. We can just buy the BGA and bring grass there and compact it, make silage. Or we can wrap them, the grass bales, and do it that way. I'm kind of leaning towards the BGA, which does mean I don't really need the baler for anything. I may need a bigger loading wagon in the future, but you know, we're just starting out. We've already spent what, $1.2 million on the farm, and we haven't sold nothing yet. Absolutely nothing. And there we go, we have our field reseeded. So let's go drop this off, and time to spend some cash. I probably should start picking up some of these posts that I cut down. I have cut down all the posts as well as I could. And I've also gotten the stump grinder out and took care of all the stumps, so there's no more stumps around here. So we can sell some wood at some point. But into this map here, lands. So this property right here is actually awfully cheap for what you get for it. But it is 43,000. So we just bought that land there. And now we need to go to the store. Animal pens. I do like the looks of the chicken coop that comes on this map, but the problem is it only holds 100. So if I bought 4 of those, it would be 48,000. Or I could just buy one of the in-game one for 40,000. It will take up less space, so I think we'll have to go with the standard 19 version. Yep, you're going to spawn me at my house. Figures you would. Well, our chicken coop is down. I placed it once, and I didn't like where it was, so I reloaded the game. Luckily, the game didn't save on me. So we're up here at our new land that we purchased, and there's our chicken coop right there. I tried to get it closer to the hedge, but it says I did not own the land, because obviously when you place it down, it kind of comes over here just a little bit more. So this is where our eggs will spawn. This is where we buy the chickens, and this is where we clean up the mess. So we're going to buy just some chickens. I'm not going to buy a whole lot. I mean, I know they're not expensive, but... And of course we'll buy just 2 roosters just for the heck of it. Did I get 10 of each? 10, 10, 10. Okay, so we bought 1 rooster. That's fine. So we're up to 30. Didn't cost us too much for the chickens. So what I need to do now is, of course, come feed them. But before I feed them, I also want to get our egg pallets. So if I come into the store here, pallets, egg pallet reusable. That's what we want. With signs, capacity, that's what we want. So it's only going to be 350. We want 4 of those. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, so let's head down to the store. There are the pallets. Alright, now it's time to come in here and talk to the nice young lady again. We've been here quite a few times today. Excuse me, ma'am, I need to purchase some things. So we are going to get a small tractor today. One that will help clean up our beautiful little animals and maybe get a front loader. So here we go. The AgroStar Dutvar. It's very, very cheap at, well, we'll just say 18. Configurations. Front hydraulic, front weight. Do I really want that for 3,000? I don't think so. Wheel setup is fine. Engine, front loader attachment, yes. Engine 107. We'll just stick with the low horsepower for starters, money-wise. We can always upgrade it later on. Rim color. That's what we're going with. And yes. So if we back out of there, we got to come over to front loaders. So it should be this one right here. I don't know if that's going to be the exact color, but fine. And then of course you need a pallet fork. And we'll buy that. Let's make sure everything is good to go with that. So now at least we have a second tractor. And my steering wheel has reset for some unknown reason. So give me a second to reset that. There we go. Steering wheel's all set again. Color match is pretty good. This tractor is kind of loud, but it is an older tractor. It's just brand new. It's one they've had sitting back in the sales room for a while. That's why the deal is so good. So now we need something to transport these pallets with. I think it's under baling technology. Remember this guy? Yeah, that's probably what we're gonna doing right there. Or how much is that trailer? 16. Or don't here. Trailers. This guy right here. That should be able to fit 4 pallets, right? Configuration, capacity. And that's only 8,000. I think you can fit 4 pallets on there. Well, give me a minute. We're about to find out if it can fit 4 pallets. Wow, this tractor is loud. Well, they are all on there. Now hopefully there's straps on this. I would think there is. Yes there is. Alright, so I don't know how to get to my chicken farm at all from here. Alright, cut left through this little area. Alright, let's head on to the chicken farm and get these on down. How about if I go in cab? Oh, it's a little bit quieter. Extremely loud tractor. We have arrived at the chicken farm. I probably should unstrap those first. That would be very handy. And if this tractor wasn't so loud, I'd probably show you some of this, but it's extremely loud, so give me a minute. I'll put these pallets in place. And I'll bring you back in just a second once more. Alright, with that all being done, it wasn't too bad. But I realized I could get actually probably 2 more pallets in here, but probably not too much to worry about right off. Because, well, you know, we only got like 30 chickens, and that's going to hold quite a bit amount of eggs. But what we need to do now is head back to our New Holland. We need to get our trailer and need to fill up with some wheat right where those logs are. How lovely. And we'll go feed our chickens. I don't know how much food they're going to take because I'm used to feeding 400 chickens, not just 30. Drive right over those as one would. We'll just take a full trailer. Okay, that's a lot closer than I thought it was. And now I'm going to head on up to the chicken farm. I keep getting lost here, so if I come up right here and take a left, that's pretty good road right there. Well, that was much quicker than I thought it would be. Alright guys, how much wheat are you guys going to take? Probably not too much. Well, all that, huh? So now we got some chickens making some eggs. They'll reproduce as well. And eventually we'll make loads of money. Well, maybe not loads of money off them. One thing about some of the placeables on this map is too bad you can't pick them up and move them. I mean, you think a tire I could pick up. Same thing with like these logs. You can't move them either. They're pretty much set. That's why the first time I placed down the chicken coop, I think I placed it like over here against this side. The problem is the trough, one of the troughs was like, maybe it was these right here. It would have been the clean out trough. Now I wouldn't be able to clean out because of the logs here. The bucket would get caught all the time. So that's why we got a nice little spot here. Nothing in the way of everything. Got a little bit of a log there, but that's not going to affect us at all. So you chickens, go ahead and do us a solid and start creating some eggs, will you? We need to make some cash. But actually that little shortcut from the main farm to here isn't that bad. Not bad at all. So we do own the grass fields around that little placeable area. But it's going to take a while to get used to how to get to places. I haven't even looked at the sell points yet, so if it says great demand at somewhere. The other thing I've also noticed in 19, and I didn't pay much attention to it, in previous versions of Farming Simulator, it used to have sales on equipment. I have not seen that. Either I've missed it or something. I just haven't seen where there's sales on anything yet. And let's back this up in and put this back in storage. My wonderful backing up skills, because I'm not really paying too much attention. So that leaves us $350,000. So now it comes to the point of, you know, how are we going to make silage? And I'm really thinking probably the BGA is going to be our route for now. One, it'll give us another option to sell silage somewhere and make some cash. Let's turn that off, and also I want to turn off that as well. So instead of buying the wrapper, the land is actually cheaper up here to make silage, but too late. So now if I go into sell point and we go over to silage, so it does give us the option, the biogas plant at 200 per. So we can always make silage at the BGA, and if it's better priced somewhere else, we can just put it in a loading wagon and bring it on down. So now we have some land there. Now the other thing I need to buy, that's the wrong page. We need to buy a weeder and a fertilizer. I'm just trying to figure out how I want to go about this. Give me a second. Alright, so I kind of thought it through. Here is how we're going to fertilize our fields for now. Main color. No, that's wrong. There we go. So that comes to just under 20 grand. And then, of course, weeders. We know this guy very well. Main color. And then a rim color. I think that's good right there. So there goes another 46. Bring us down to $250,000. Just spending money left and right. But we need to fertilize our fields. I can't do the wheat because it hasn't reached a growth stage, but our other field has no fertilizer on it whatsoever. That one right there that needs soybeans. I probably am for the time being because, you know, money is going to be everything. Field number 10, which we plowed. We might as well put a crop in there. So I'm going to, I don't know what I'm going to put in there just yet. Maybe like soybeans or something. Let's go ahead and hook up our fertilizer spreader. A small one right now is fine because our fields are not that big. Even though I bought that big Breedle The reason why I bought the big one for bigger capacity is only because, as we all know, lime, you can go through lime kind of fast, so I don't want to be making runs back and forth all the time. And eventually that is something we could easily need on the farm, because we will get bigger fields at some point once we start merging them. Okay, so that must be liquids. Oh, you know what I didn't do? It'd be nice if I opened up. There we go. And we'll fill up with fertilizer, spend some cash. I don't believe I can fertilize this field because I just put fertilizer down. That barbed wire fence. I cut the post down, but the barbed wire is still there. This is not going to let me... Yeah, see, it didn't change color, so it's not going to let me fertilize it once again. I have to wait for a growth stage. And we do have to keep in mind, I got to do it on the first growth stage because I don't have no tractor with narrow tires. Although that Dutz Fire that we just bought, I'm pretty sure can accept narrow tires. This actually has a pretty good working width to it, so it's not bad. Yeah, I'm kind of glad I went with this fertilizer spreader. For our needs right now, it's perfect. It's not going to take too long. I don't have to keep emptying out the Breedle from lime to fertilizer. Got to get used to the working width though and all that stuff. But then again, I'm always trying to get used to that kind of stuff. So we got a good amount of fields. We got chickens going now. They'll reproduce. I do have to buy a bucket to clean them out once in a while. But a bucket's not that expensive. And I think what I'll do in between episodes, I got to take down that whole fence post line from here all the way down and around. Because eventually we could merge it with that field there, so that's what I'm thinking we might be doing. We don't own that field yet though. So all these posts got to come down. Of course I could sell the wood and whatnot. So now the thing is, now that we own the BGA, I may need a bigger loading wagon for when we do the grass, but for now I'll have to deal with it, see how it goes. Yeah, I'm not too sure what to do just yet. But like I said, I turned the engine off. That was good. Let's grab the seed drill. That small little field right there. Like I said, I think we'll just put... It is soybeans in the other field, I do believe. Yes, soybeans. So I'll match it up with soybeans as well, because they'll be on the same growth stage. And this will take me just a really quick second to do this. And just like that, we got another soybean field. It's not much of a field from what we had before, but at Ravenport, but eventually we shall get there. Well, here we are back at the chicken farm. And the grass up here is kind of ready to be mowed, but it's kind of hard to see exactly where the field is. But I kind of found this. If you go into our map here, obviously it just shows grass everywhere. So you can see where the grass field kind of is. because it needs to be plowed. Same thing here. I think I own that land. Yes, I do. Right on up to there. So, we are going to mow some grass. I don't know how much. Let's go ahead and turn these guys on. Oh, it's not. I lowered it, but I didn't unfold it. There we go. So we'll come on up into here. Now this means I will have to buy a windrower. Because I think we're just going to go ahead and bring this on up. Well, actually, you can see the field up here. Although it's got some bushes and weeds growing in it, it's fine, and some trees. So I have to get a windrower, and of course we do already have a loading wagon. And we'll get some silage going at the BGA, which I could sell, or we could start to store it for our future cows. But I think probably selling it right off, because like I said, the cow pasture is 180. Then I got to buy a mixer. And then somehow we got to find a way to, buy a tanker to sell the milk, which is not a problem. But that will pretty much, break our bank right then and there. So probably just for a little while, we'll sell some silage to get a little bit of cash here and there. But I mean, either way, how I did it, we were going to need a windrower anyways, because we don't have the big M just to put it in one swath for us when it mows. Because the baler, I mean, you could go around with the baler and pick it up little by little. There we go. I'll leave the mower on because we're just coming right on over here. Interesting, there must have been a little bit of grass here. Let's get the rest of this grass up here. And then we'll have to buy a windrower. Now we have grass that needs to be picked up. So, a few things we need to do. First off, let's turn this equipment off. Unfold it. Lift it up. There we go. So I'm already thinking that loading wagon we have may not be suffice. But first things first. Tedders, no, we're not making hay right off. We're just going to start off by maybe, let's see here. How wide is that? 9.3. It's not too bad compared to 14.8. I don't think it's worth double the money to get the bigger windrower. I'll just, we're starting off, so yep. Let's do it backwards. Let's do that, and then do the rim color the opposite. So there's another 31,000 out the window. But let's go ahead and look at forage wagons once again. Where are they? Loading wagons. Forage wagons, loading wagons. 35,000. We got the one that holds 23. $135,000 for one that holds 90. Woof. I mean, that would make life a lot easier for sure. 135,000. I think it's something to think about because, I mean, we got a lot of grass fields and we're going to be making like lots of hay and such. Oh man, do I really, I'm trying to do this Let's Play without getting a loan. So, I should probably just go right for this. And if we do need a loan in the future, we could. I mean, it will make life a lot easier, making trips back and forth. So yeah, how much does silage go for? I kind of forgot already. Well, we're kind of used to the $200 because we were getting that when we were selling it at the BGA and didn't realize that there was a glitch in the economy. So that's not too bad. I mean, we could sell it. We'll make some money on it. We'll make that money back pretty quick. And the grass grows pretty quick. So you know what? I'm making the executive decision as you're watching this. Hello, Mr. Loading Wagon. The extension, yes, for an extra $2,500. Rim color, Challenger, and the main color. We don't really have nothing red, do we? There, that's easy on the eyes. We'll go ahead and do that. Wheel setup is fine. Remember the money we had? Down to 75. But I can sell the other loading wagon we have, get rid of that. I mean, you saw in the first episode, we just collected the straw in that small field, and I had to make like 3 or 4 trips just for that. So it will pay off in the future. So what we're going to do now is I need to head back to the farm. We'll drop this off. And then I'll bring the loading wagon that we own back to the store. We'll sell that. So we'll get some cash back. And then I'll grab the windrower. But yeah, step by step, we shall get there. I was thinking I had to back it into the workshop to sell, but I'm hoping I can just park it here. But I do believe... Oh, the door's open that way. Yikes. Okay, can I sneak in here? Repair it for $22. Why not? So we're going to get $40,000 back, so it's not bad. I mean, it's going to save us a whole bunch of time because, I mean, when we do this grass field down here, I mean, it's kind of a ways to the BGA, biogas plant. So, I mean, it's not too bad. All right, so here's all our lovely equipment. We got a weeder and, of course, our loading wagon. So for now, I am going to go bring this up to the chicken farm. Trying to get used to the traffic. Got to stand on the left side of the road. Starting to kind of learn my way around here a little bit. Although the first time I took this path, I tried going up that way. I actually need to go down this way. Nope, I took a wrong turn again. I see the chicken farm over there. Alright, I'll get there. Alright, time to windrow this up. Get all neat rows for our nice little loading wagon that we just purchased. The one thing I will say about on this map, when you go around once in a while, you will hear like a chainsaw going. So, must be lumberjacks everywhere up here. So, while windrowing this field, I've been thinking like I always do. And I feel like I do this every time I start a new map on Farming Sim. Buying things I never use and don't need. So the way the situation is now, I'm actually going to park this right in here. So if we go to the garage, we are going to reset the baler. No, hang on a second here. In order to reset something, you actually gotta come here, reset. I assume that's going to go to the shop, right? I don't know where the reset is on this map. I have no idea where the reset is on this map. I reset it to where, somewhere. I don't know. Oh, there it is. No, that's the weeder. Well, anyways, I'm going to the shop. Hopefully it's there. Long story short. Yeah, we're going to sell the baler because with a loading wagon, I'm really not going to do bales because I can't put them in our storage shed. As I try to figure out how I get out, how to get back to the store from this side. I can't put it in our silo because that only accepts loose grass, hay, and straw. So a baler does not help us out at all. So we might as well sell it, get some money for it, now that we got a big loading wagon. But hopefully when I get back to the store, it's there. Because like I said, I don't know. I'm too busy looking at other things, and that's not good. But you can reset these just like that. Yeah, now I gotta find my baler because I reset it and I don't know where it goes. Alright, good news is our baler is here. Never been used. I probably am going to lose some cash on this, obviously, because, well, I did drive it down the road a bit. I am just curious, though, if I go to how much... 95, and I painted it, so, I mean, we'll just go say 95. Alright, so, yeah, I lost about 4 or 5 grand, which is... I'll deal with it. I'll deal with it. So now let's grab our loading wagon. At least we're back up to $200,000, but I mean, let's be realistic. I don't really need the baler at this point. This was the way to go. It's going to save me time. And we'll actually see how much we actually get out of here. So I don't know how the yield is going to be for grass up here because it's not fertilized or anything like that. So let's head on back up here, start collecting some grass, bring it to the BGA, and we'll see how much grass we got out of these fields. Getting close to filling up this loading wagon. So the way to look at it is if we had the other loading wagon, 4 of those could fit into one of these. So for every trip I make, that's saving me technically 3 trips. And we are full. But what we need to do in the future, so when we do finally get our cows here and we want to give them total mixed rations, what we're probably going to do, other than having a cow pasture here, I'm not sure what was here originally, but I think a bunker silo would be good there to put our silage down. And then, like I said, we have to put another silo down here just for straw and hay. So we can store our straw, hay, and silage all right here next to the cows. Because we may actually have, I would love to have like 2 cow pastures going, but by having it all here and having a total mixed rations mixer, we can just load it up all right around here. If we do it via the BGA and where a silo is now, basically I would have to bring the total mix rations down to that silo, put straw and hay into it, then go up to the BGA and top it off there, and then bring it here to feed the cows. Which I may have to do at the beginning because money is going to be kind of tight. But we'll see how that goes. Right now we're on the way to the BGA. Hopefully I can find my way there. I'm starting to know some of the layout of the roads. But now if I want to go to the BGA, which is right in front of us, it looks like there's a road that cuts down there. So if I go left and then right, we can get right to the BGA. And we're probably going to have to do the same system as we did in Ravenport. We'll buy a belt and then load it into like this loading wagon here. And then sell it right at the BGA. But it's not like we have 1 million liters to to sell either. So I will push this back in as far as it will go. It's going to look probably so small in here. So I really don't need to... I probably really don't need to back it in too far. And actually I'm going to spread it out some so when I go to compact it, it's easier. Because if I just clump it all in the back, what's going to happen is I'm not going to have much room to travel back and forth on it to compact it. Well, we're actually getting a good amount of grass actually out of here. I'm back up to a half of a load. So I've been thinking what to do with the other grass field that we have our house on. And I'm thinking I need to plow it anyways. So when I plow it, the grass is going to be gone. I'm thinking we just turn that into a field that does crops. So if you're wondering what I'm talking about. Also, I did make a mistake over here. I looked quickly and I thought this color here was soybeans. This is actually canola, and I planted soybeans here. Not a big problem. So this field down here at 59 is a grass field. And if we go here, you can see it needs to be plowed. So I said, well, I'm losing 15%, so I'm going to plow it. If I'm going to plow it, I'm going to get rid of the grass anyway. So I'm thinking maybe we just turn that into a crop, and maybe we can... Where does the land expand? It expands up quite a ways further. We might expand this field as well. And just put a crop in there. What kind of crop? I don't know yet. We'll have to figure it out. As for corn and sunflower, we don't have a header for that yet, so I won't be planting any of that stuff yet. I'm also decided I think I'm going to leave the trees and the fields up here the way they are, because this is really a grass field, and it makes it just look a little bit better around here. So we got our chickens. Actually, it's been a while, so I don't think we're going to see a box in there. Check up on the chicken status. So every 24 hours we're going to get 3 chickens. Yikes. Alright, I mean, it is what it is. I mean, I could buy more chickens right now. Chickens are not that expensive. But we'll wait a little bit on that. I'm just not going to go a whole hog on the chickens loaded up. They can reproduce. Eventually they'll get there. I'm trying to remember on Ravenport how many I think I may have started with 40 each. Yeah, I think we may have started with 40 each. So here we're starting off with 10 just to get it going. It's in the process of going and starting. That's what matters. So we got about 140,000 liters of grass up here at the BGA, or we'll have. So, you know, if I sell all that, we're talking maybe like 25 grand, but 25 grand is 25 grand. If I do that every few days, that's fine. And eventually, like I said, you know, the silage would be for the moo cows, but we'll have like a silo down where the pens are going to be for sure, and we'll have that'll be food silage, and any grass we bring here obviously is for sale. It's for sale. But we can also bring this grass to a barn or to the animal place depending on the price. So I don't have as much. So we'll place it right here. And that much is not going to take long to compact. But what we will need, that's the wrong button. We're going to need something to pick it up with. So belt systems. Yeah, you remember this guy. Trying to figure what color. We done green. We done a little bit of red. Most of the rims are orange. I think it was blue last time as well, so we'll try to stay away from that. You know what? That's too red for me. We'll match the loading wagon. There we go. So we'll buy that. So that'll be to help pick up the silage to sell it. Won't take long to sell that, but like I said, 25 grand I'll pay for the belt the first time we do grass or whatever. Yeah, so I am thinking this grass field down here, we'll plow that. Maybe wait for it to... I gotta turn grass on. What growth stage is it in? Oh, it's very, very early in the growth stage. So we may just go ahead and just plow that right in and get a crop in there other than grass. And get that going. But now we're down to just about $175,000. But we added some stuff, bought a lot of stuff. I am kind of glad now I bought this. I mean, we only made 2 trips down here. It's like a trip and a half, but that would have been like 6 or 7 trips maybe with the other loading wagon. So that will pay off in the long run. Yes, we got 140,000 liters in here. I need a compact. So I'm going to compact, in between episodes, I'm going to compact that and cover it. And I'm probably going to take care of all those posts around the field back at the main farm. Can I teleport back here? Yeah, I can teleport to the silo. So these are already cut, but I'm going to cut down the post from here all the way around the field there. And of course, I'll take the stump grinder and get rid of them. I want to leave these up. Unfortunately, the way I guess in Giants Editor, the way these posts go, for every post you put down, the barbed wire runs to the left. So like you can see, I got this post cut here. It's too bad the barbed wire didn't stop there. Nope. We'll just try it one more. One more would be good anyways. Yeah, so see, it's the same thing. To where the barbed wire runs on the left off these posts. But it does give me a little bit more room to get in here with stuff. So I'll get rid of this. So, yeah, I'm not sure exactly how to do this just yet. I'll figure it out. But I'll get rid of these posts all the way around here. Then we'll probably sell some wood. And then, of course, we do have the silage. Will be compacted, ready to go. Yeah, we'll probably go down and plow that field down there. And reseed it with something. But that's going to do it for this episode, guys. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. I do appreciate you watching as always. And I'll catch you next time on Mercury Farms. But until then, have a good one.